I'm going to ask a question to all of you and to give you a spirit of who we are. What is the greatest nation? If I were to ask you that question, it'd be the question that we ask young people when they start. And they'll say United States or Mexico or something. And I'll say the greatest nation is your imagination. And imagine what's happening tonight. And we are wonderfully grateful to remember a man, Jack Aronson, who left us a legacy for life. And to quote what Ed said, people with hope, it never stops. What we give to others lives after we let go. Now, this is true for anyone, but it's true for Jack Aronson, who let go of living about a month ago. And if you wonder why I'm bringing him up tonight, let me tell you why. He's part of our imagination. Jack encouraged those who knew him. Jack loves sports. The sport that best represents life directions is a relay race. Know your spark, and that's your life direction. So when you hear the word life directions, the S is spark. Run your race. Keep your eye on the finish line. Fight the fight when you feel like quitting. Only let go when others take up the baton. Jack saw potential in those not given a chance, and he kept running. Jack said to me in the hospital, "I've got something for you, just keep going." Jack is a peer to people, investing in the next generation. Keep inspiring. Jack's joy is enjoying others, enjoying life. Enjoy it tonight. Jack is a model. He kept what he gave. Believe. Keep on keeping on. Life Directions, we want to begin by thanking all of you here for keeping on through the pandemic and not quitting. Annette, we thank you for sharing Jack and being our vitamin A. Now, one to whom Jack gave his baton, Patrick Ruggiero. And I invite Patrick to come forward.
Thank you, Father. And thank you, everybody, for taking the time out to join us today. I know it's not easy with so many obligations that we have and responsibilities to make it out here, especially with the concern of COVID. This room probably would have been double, but it's great to see how many people actually came out, so thank you for that. I was told to put a speech together so it could be reviewed, and it was difficult to put a speech together to say words about my dear friend and mentor, Jack Aronson. I met him some years ago, and it was love at first sight. It was amazing. We talked about sports, and we talked about philanthropy and charity, and we just hit it off. He says to me, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I says, "I don't know why." He says, "Why don't you come and hit a couple hundred softballs with me in the morning?" I go, "What time?" He goes, 7. I go, "Damn, that's early, Jack." He goes, "I get them out of the way, try to do it 2 or 3 times a week." And from there, a beautiful relationship ensued with him taking him and Annette, I've got to mention, when Annette's here, and just as much as Jack did. Annette was always next to him and took us to Florida with my son and my daughter and treated us like family from the beginning. And we went to Italy together and traveled. And but his unbelievable zest for life, for those of you, I'm sure almost everybody's known him. You know, he was like 6'5", 6'6", you know, almost, I think, 300 pounds. He'd probably punch me if I said that. But he was a big boy at one time, and his heart was even bigger. I went to him with so many charity events. I brought him to Life Direction, introduced him here. he loved it, and he got involved, and he got me involved in Beyond Basics and Gilda's Club, so we would get each other involved. Jack and Annette, never to say no to anything. He'd always want to know about the charity, always want to know what the cause was, wanted to know the people involved, but he was bigger than life, and I didn't really even know it to the extent until I heard all the testimonials at the mass service on the video screen. But I could be up here for days talking about all the amazing experiences that I had with Jack, and I'm going to miss him dearly. He came into my life shortly after my father passed away 12 years ago, and even though he was more of a bigger brother to me, he was amazing, and I plan on following in his footsteps and continuing to do the great work that Jack did, and with the support of Annette, which I was so happy to hear. The whole family's here, and I thank all of you for coming and supporting our event and continuing to support the causes that Jack and Annette were so passionate about, because sometimes, somebody passes on, somebody else gets involved, and things change. But so thank you, Annette, that you're here tonight, and the family is continuing to support such a great cause. It really is, and you've heard about what we do at Life Directions, and Jack loved it. He loved children, he loved young people, he loved helping people that were less fortunate than himself and ourselves, and gave people a chance that when they got to a point in their life, especially 9th, 10th graders, and they have a choice to go right or left, some of them go left and get themselves in a lot of trouble. And my mom can tell you, I was one of them, right? So I understand that it's especially today, it's easier than ever to make poor choices and get on that wrong course. So, without people like Jack and Annette and the Aronson family, we can't do what we do, and we really thank everybody that's here tonight. And I thank my mom, and I got to do this because I forget to do this a lot. I forget to thank my own family, my brother Mark and his wife Christina, and my girlfriend Lori, because I always forget you, Lori. And my son's here, Patrizio, who Jack and him had a special relationship because he's a big sports guy. And I got a beautiful video that we took some time to put together, just a little clip here. I want to just show that little Jack's life, okay? So can we put that on right now? Are we good? Well, thank you. I don't know if I mentioned it, but Jack was a recipient of the Guiding Light Award, which we're celebrating this evening. And he's been an amazing guiding light in our community. And I hope that we could all continue in his footsteps and do the great work that Jack has done and continue to give back to our community. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Patrick. A true guiding light, and what an amazing tribute to an incredible man. There are things you want people to hear also when they're alive. So just a few weeks before he died, I sent a video actually to Annette and to Jack to thank them for teaching me about gratitude, generosity, and the importance of a great softball game. And it's a good reminder to all of us to make sure when we talk about appreciation and gratitude that we tell the people what they mean to us while they're still with us. That softball game, by the way, was something that he did for the Boys and Girls Club. He was all about giving, and he really exemplified the mission of Life Directions.